diving right on in.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I am Penn.
I'm Pops.
Yup, that's my brother Pops. It's our first episode ever. Episode 1. Back from break. Just playing. What the hell are you doing over here?
I got my stylist. Man.
Nice. Episode 63. Back from break. But I feel like we've been gone for like months and months and months. Completely out of practice. What are you doing, dog? As you're highlighting things, just highlighting shit on my shit and just
my bad. My bad.
Play with your own screen, Clark.
My bad.
Episode 63, back from break. Whoa, what a break it's been. I needed it, honestly. I honestly could have kept breaking. If I could be all the way for it. Can I get a little volume somewhere? My volume. Mm-hmm.
For what you want to hear.
Overall. Definitely not just me. Overall, volume from you. I want to hear you a little louder, too. But yeah, I could have kept breaking straight up. We were about...
Better?
Yep, that's perfect. We were about 2 or 3 more skips away from pretty much just making this a permanent thing.
Hey, man, we were almost done. See you when we see you.
If we see you. Straight up. And to be completely forthcoming, part of that reason is because I'm tired. I was going to say exhausted as fuck. But the other part of that reason is because I just don't really feel like sports are sporting right now.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot that I care about at the moment.
There's just not.
Like, luckily, the Pacers kind of started playing better.
Had they not,
talk about
had
that,
they
like,
not, I would have been out. I would have been kept on.
What do you want me to talk about?
What do you want me to talk about? I'm not excited about shit. I was going to say, where are you on that? And it looks like you pretty much agree with me and what I'm saying. We got Wifey over here taking pictures, so don't mind this asshole to my right, your left, doing what he does. He looks like a zombie, all freaked out. January 22nd. Today is Wednesday. That date, the show drops this Friday? Wait, is today the 21st or 22nd? It's Wednesday.
It's the 23rd.
There you go, the 23rd. So the show drops Friday the 25th. It's the 23rd of January? Holy
Is that
shit.
22nd?
Yeah.
It's 22nd.
Thank you. Show drops Friday the 24th. Told y'all niggas we
One
had to
of them's
practice.
wrong.
We don't know what the hell is going on. What day is it? What is popping?
Oh, it literally says it on my iPad.
There you go.
I could have looked at the technology in front of me.
22nd. Show drops Friday the 24th. Can't wait for that on this couple days. Pops, check-ins. The fuck's been going on with you the last month or so, bro?
When was our last episode?
Yep.
All right.
Before Christmas.
So Thanksgiving was our last episode?
No. Did
we have one after
We had
Thanksgiving?
one before Christmas. We were like, we'll see y'all niggas after Christmas. Blah, 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 blah. Like, this is probably like a week or so before Christmas was our last episode.
Cool.
So it's been 3 weeks, almost a month probably.
Yeah, I blacked that one out.
100%.
There's a lot going on. I'm not even going to go into a lot of it.
Right?
Life is lifing.
Right? But the reason that we've been not doing the show is more than sports is not sporting.
Yeah.
Life is also life. It takes a lot of energy to be Penn and Pops, man.
It does.
It takes a lot of energy.
And there's a certain standard that I have for our portrayals of those characters, right?
You better preach.
So, like, I will never half-ass Pops. Like, obviously, we get very real on this game, on this show, whatever the hell we talk about.
Game channel show.
So, like, I love that about it, but, like, there's still a character to it.
And there's still some shit that we just don't want y'all to see.
Exactly.
Like, there's just, like, parts of us that, like...
we know that one thing that people love about us is, yes, it's a reality, but humor.
For sure.
I didn't have a whole lot of that.
I didn't have nothing to laugh at. Both in my personal life nor in my sports life.
Yeah. Like,
it just was no time for giggles.
I did not have a lot of that.
For sure.
We're back, though. How about you? What's going on?
I'm just busy, man. I'm just busy and I'm tired. Driving Uber and Lyft, cleaning kicks, personal training, trying to build this brand, put it all together. Money's coming, money's going, more money's going than coming. And it's just constantly working to constantly working to cross T's and dot I's. Luckily, my wife is sugar mama as fuck right now. This bitch is holding it down. Like, in every way, just loving what I'm doing, following my dream, and she's so supportive of it. But, like, wifey is super sugar mama right now, and I ain't got no problem admitting that. She is holding it down. Big ups to Brittany Dawn for real. She laughing and giggling in the background. Do I not call you sugar mama all the time?
Yeah.
Straight up.
I mean, I almost proposed to her before the show.
You know what I'm I get it. She's
I was down on one knee.
She's that.
I was like, I'm
she's
down
that
here.
fire. He touched her booty, and you was down there on one knee. It's been a very interesting night here at the household, y'all. It's been an interesting night. All love though, for sure. Show me some Mary. What the hell's on deck for our first time back this year?
I'm going to talk about NBA, a little midseason update. Just going to talk kind of standings, that type of little thing. Some teams that we think should make a move before.
Some coaches who should definitely be gone.
NCAA basketball, we'll just see when it gets to that topic. Yeah.
Out the loop.
Yeah. NCAA football. Obviously, we'll do a full CFP.
Them Buckeyes got her done. I don't know how I feel about it, but I know that it feels very good saying the Buckeyes got her done.
NFL playoffs update.
Playoffs?
Australian Open. That time change, the Australian Open, and trying to keep up with that is... Whew.
Yeah, because they're in Australia. That is exactly...
It is tomorrow, right
now. No doubt. That is very, very weird.
What did you just do?
I separated it from the good, bad, and the ugly because it looked all crazy and weird right there.
Okay. And then, now we have what we call the good, bad, and ugly.
Good, bad, and the ugly. Quick hitters. The good. Big ups to Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. And I'm going to go back a couple of weeks. He could have completely played versus the Giants and broke that rushing record, but he sat that game out, the last game of the season, to stay healthy. And clearly, it was probably the right decision because that homie, and we'll talk about it more, but that mother cuffer has been balling the absolute hell out. 345 carries, 2,005 yards at the time, 13 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. This was last week's notes, so those numbers have even went up since we wrote those in. But what do you think of Saquon this year, man?
No, I like the
decision to not play him.
I like how humble he is because he's already proven how good he is. Now he's like, record. I'm so sick of playing for the Giants that I just want to win a championship. That's all he cares about because we don't have even that record, but we have 2 games ago when he had, single game something. And the coach went up to him and said, we want to put you back in so you can get. He goes, no, let the young guys play.
He literally said that.
He was like, no, let the young guys play. Give them a chance. He's not in the place where stats is it at the moment, and he's never really been that.
He's never been that.
But it is an emphasis now to prove that the Giants should have not let him go for free.
They did him a favor, to be completely honest.
They really did.
Stupidly.
Because it wasn't technically on purpose.
No, but they did him a favor.
Right.
For sure. The bad, Caitlin Clark's stalker. First of all, this is not funny. Caitlin Clark is an amazing, talented young lady. And unfortunately, with that comes some weird shit that happens as well. And we're not reporting this to make light, but to bring attention that we do not condone the mistreatment of women or anyone for that matter. But her stalker, Michael Lewis, is facing 6 years and $110,000 fine for his flat-out stupidity. He apparently went to the courtroom, made an ass of himself, and was ordered to remain silent by the judge, lock his ass up. He was arrested in Naptown a few weeks ago for posting explicit messages on a message board mentioning Caitlin Clark. People are fucking gross.
Did you hear what he said when he walked into the arraignment?
No, please do tell.
He walked in and sat down before the judge could even say. He just goes, guilty as charged, literally just like that, saying it. And she was like, okay, hold on, that's not what we do here. This is just the arraignment. The dude's crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he needs to be locked up. Throwing away the keys.
Yeah.
And the ugly, besides Caitlin Clark stalker, NBA three-point shooting. You know there isn't one team in the NBA shooting less than 31 three-pointers per game this year.
That's not cool.
7 teams are shooting damn near 40 or more. The Boston Celtics lead it with a 49.4 per game. 50 three-pointers. That's 12 three-pointers per quarter, these fools. That's a three-pointer a minute these fools are shooting in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
4 teams shooting less: Denver, New York, Sacramento, and our Pacers. I think we discussed this, but ratings in the NBA are down 48% since 2012. That is literally half the people are watching this game. It's bad, Pops. It's really bad. The NBA signed for $76 billion with ESPN, Amazon, and the NBC, and they are completely underperforming, down 3% on TNT and 28% on ESPN as of November. Why is the NBA failing? Let's fucking talk about it.
I think there's a few things, and that's going to lead into us probably talking about the NBA and following up on around the world. But there's a few things there, right? I think there's a changing of the guards coming. I think people are starting to be okay with LeBron to just go. There's not a
retire go.
Yeah, there's still excitement to watch him. Like, oh man, he's 40 and doing this. But at the same time, it's not as big. No one tunes in to just go watch him anymore.
No one young.
Correct.
Because I do.
Right.
No one young.
Right.
The people who watch LeBron's career, his whole career, are still watching LeBron. The people who are focused on Anthony Edwards and John Morant are like, get this old ass nigga out of here, because they don't understand what LeBron James has really done for the game because they're 19 years old.
Yeah. So we have a weird changing of the guard coming, right?
KD, Steph, James Harden, Paul George, etc.
And also more fans that are not fans of teams, but fans of players. And that's what's changed.
Run that back.
Not fans of teams, they're fans of players.
That is so beautifully said.
So you have people that own just every Stars jersey instead of just going, I'm a diehard fan of this team. Because
that's beautiful.
All of the players are friends.
And players change teams so often now.
Right. Yeah. So it's you have that mix of they're all cool anyway, and they all hang out in the office. There's even within the NBA, you don't really go in to see, it's a rival. Teams are still rivals, but players aren't really rivals anymore.
No.
They'll have little things, but usually an Olympics brings them all back together, and then they're all cool. All of a sudden, it's ooh, they do hate each other. You think it's building, and it's well, now we got to be on the same. Oh, you know what? Actually, you're pretty cool.
Facts.
They literally
want to play together.
Yeah,
let's play together.
Maybe
have your GM call my GM. Let's play together.
Yeah. So there's just none of that other stuff. The drama's not there that you used to see back in the day.
Niggas used to hate each other.
Right.
Authentically not like each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people watch hockey because they know they're allowed to fight.
And they really don't like each other.
They really don't like each
there's
other.
There's mad team rivalries and player rivalries in hockey for sure.
So I just feel that other part of it. So if the product's not good and you don't give me the drama and the rivalries, what am I watching then?
Wow.
What's the point? Besides, for me, who does have a team that I am diehard about.
Diehard.
I'll watch every Pacers game that I can.
I didn't watch the first half of the season because they were on some bullshit, but
there was a lot of injuries. It was hard to watch. There was a lot of injuries.
Tough sell.
But now it's okay, this team's really good. This is actually good basketball again. And you do have, instead of having multiple teams that are really, really good and fun to watch, you maybe have 4 that are playing still kind of that little bit of inside out. And I never thought I would say Pacers look to drive the ball and kick a lot. I mean,
that's why they're shooting. That's why they're down. That's why they're one of the 4 teams shooting less than 43 pointers a game.
They are shooting mid-range shots.
No
they're
doubt.
shooting however they'll get a basket. And obviously, you have a Pascal Siakam whose game is that 15 feet little fadeaway turnaround type thing. Now he's one of the better 3-point shooters, and as he's kind of gotten with him and been okay and confident to shoot. But they are trying to transition, get layups, get to the basket, get to the free throw line.
I want to go back on my stat. I said that 7 teams are shooting 40 or more 3-pointers per game. There are 4 teams that are shooting less 3-pointers than they shot last year, and that's Denver, New York, Sacramento, and Indiana.
There you go.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, some of that, I mean, I can speak for, Denver just doesn't have the shooters that they did to me.
They do not. We've had this talk so many times.
Right?
They done fucked up.
Yeah, they let some people
go.
They
done fucked up.
Pacers had some injuries. Neesmith's been out for a long time. He's back now. So, he was a little bit of our 3, but even so, they try to drive.
They do.
They kick because the lane's not open, which is basketball.
They also shoot mid-range jumpers.
Right.
Nimby shoots mid-range jumpers. They really don't mind shooting mid-range jump shots.
Points. Give me
facts.
Facts. Yeah. So it's just like you said, it's a product that it's hard to see because I don't know. There's just
How do they fix it?
I almost said Steinbrenner. What the hell is his name?
His name is Adam Silver.
Adam Silver.
Steinbrenner is, I don't even know who the hell is Steinbrenner. George. Is that George? Is that New York Yankees owner?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Yeah. I don't know where the hell you was going. We need to talk about your Dodgers too, by the way.
Signing everybody.
Bro.
Everybody.
They're being kind of selfish.
Well,
I mean, they're being like they're being kind of fucking selfish. Like Jesus, like what are we doing? Like,
oh man, it's been
God is gonna be so boring. Go ahead. How do they fix it? Speaking of fixing it,
yeah,
Jesus.
He has said, because there was a talk on, there's a lot of people that said, like, we talked about this last show, the 3-point line, right? Extending the 3-point line so you don't have the corner three anymore, making it a little bit more competitive so you don't have that easy shot.
I dig that.
He already said that that's not going to happen.
No, okay. I thought it was weird anyway.
Yeah, like he's like, no, we're not going to change anything with the 3-point line. And literally said, I don't know at the moment.
Thank you.
We are trying to figure that out.
I
he's like, I don't have an answer for you.
Okay.
We don't have it. We know it needs to change. We just don't know how to change it yet. So we'll see.
Can you like make teams shoot less 3-pointers per game?
How do you penalize them? Can you like
fine teams for shooting more than like so many 3-pointers per quarter?
Or you cap it, right? Like, hey, you have a certain amount. All of a sudden, those are worth 2 points.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, you can shoot them, but your threes are allotted for the half or for the game, for the quarter, whatever that looks like. You have a certain
15 3-pointers per half.
Per half, that'll be worth 3.
And no matter what, however deep you pull it from after that,
2 points.
2 points.
I think that is literally the only way to.
But cats like Steph and them are like, what the fuck? This is what I do. Well, what, my nigga? Like, you better shoot all 15.
You can still do it.
Did you shoot all 15?
Yeah. Don't let anybody else take those. So, like, I mean, you have to do something with the.
That's not a bad idea.
You can't like fine them necessarily because it's like I mean, a 3-point line is still part of the rule.
They're shooting 50 per game, bro.
But like, yeah, you have to almost just eliminate the incentive to do so, which is the points.
No doubt.
I think that's the only. That just came off the top of my head. That's actually not a bad idea.
It's really not. It's really not. Like 15 per half.
15 per half. You're capped at 30. That actually are threes.
There you go.
Done.
And it's a much better game to watch.
Correct.
Points are normal.
And I'm saying, like, not made.
Taken.
You
get to take 15 to 20. I'll give you 23 pointers per half.
Correct.
That you can take.
Correct.
Period.
Yes.
All right.
After that 20, you can still shoot from that area.
But it's worth 2 points.
They're worth 2 points.
You're welcome.
Boom.
You're welcome.
Watch me email.
That's NBA. Not bad. That's really kind of fire. That's great. Shout outs. Yo, man. I know that I just gave her a shout out before, but I've got to give a shout out to Brittany Dawn. This is absolutely crazy. So we were talking, I wrote this was yesterday, but it was probably like a week and a half ago because we didn't do this episode last week because shit was real. But we were watching Iron Chef. She loves watching cooking shows. She's a great cook. And I asked her, who do judges be on this show? And she was like, it's different people from celebrities to cooks to influencers and critics. And I was like, why do critics get to come on here and critique something that they've never done? And she said they can still know about it even though they've never cooked. And I was like, what the fuck you mean? And she said to me, and this is a woman who 3-4 years ago didn't watch basketball, didn't really know much about football, maybe 4 years ago, didn't know much about sports at all. She said to me, you know that show on TNT with Shaq and Chuck? Charles Barkley, whatever his name is? And I was like, yeah. She said, don't they have that cool white guy who wears the bow tie, Ernie? And I was like, yeah. She's like, he knows his shit. He's never played in the NBA before. I was like, my nigga,
you got a point.
You got a very, 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 very good point. Wow, baby, what a reference. I was like mind blown. So 5 years ago, for a woman who didn't know nothing about no NBA, nothing about no NFL, nothing about no Ernie, flat out dropped bombs on me. So big ups to my girl Birdie Dawn for using a reference that I understood and had to say nothing but touche, my queen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Around the World, our first Around the World of the... That felt really good. I was going to say the same thing. I was like, that was a good-ass fucking opener. We'll be back after this messages, Around the World, some Naptown news, a little fine print. Can't wait. We back, baby.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a
Oh shit. Oh, shit. Hold on now. All right. Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project. We are presented by Pinnacle Professional Coaching. Are you feeling stuck? Are you at a fork in the road and you just can't pick a direction? Reach out to Pinnacle Pro Coaching. We specialize in transitions, mindfulness, and self-love. Schedule a 45-minute consultation and start to unlock your full potential today.
I got a blooper for y'all niggas that I'm going to drop pretty soon. I got a blooper for y'all niggas that I'm going to drop pretty soon. And I've just been waiting because I've been on some chilling. We've been on some bullshit on a hiatus, but I got a blooper for y'all niggas that I'm going to drop pretty soon. That literally every time I watch it, I almost throw up and have to run it back at least 20 times. Me and Brittany just watched it in Kroger parking lot like 5 times in a row the other day and are still almost throwing up on this fucking blooper. God, you got to get your shit together with your Pinnacle.
So 2 things happened. Hold on. 2 things happened. I finally was able to fart, and it threw me off. Like I was.
It's so important, though.
Yeah, like so I feel so much better.
It's so important.
So I did it as we were coming back, and I was like, in my head, I was like, that felt great. I'll tell you what. Sometimes you just gotta fart. Literally had this whole conversation in my head.
Sometimes
I feel great. And then he tapped me, and I was like,
this nigga scrolling through.
Like what's so funny is like he tapped me in my head. I was like, yeah, I know we're about to start. Like I was like what are you trying? I was like, yeah, it's a standings, NBA standings. It's what I'm on. So. Around the world.
We're back with our next segment. He's going to have to get his shit together with his sponsorships. But we are back with our next segment, Around the World. We're going to kick it off in the corner and talk about the NBA standings, I guess, and some other shit going on.
We already kind of went into about the NBA a little bit. So talk about some standings on there right now. We'll go east-west and some surprises. The one thing that I do love, and I think this is still the case, the top 8 on both the East and the West are still over 500.
Will you clap that up? C, right. That's C for clap, by the way. C, look at you. C. Yeah, that's the first time that's happened, and I don't even know. Please, like, we're halfway through the season, and
now we're getting close to where a couple of these teams are like, now you're only 1 game above, but hey,
you're still above.
The top 8 are have game all win record. What do you call it? Over 500. Man, I am out of practice. All right, East. God, let's run through the standings real quick. Cleveland still in the lead there, 36-6. We got Boston 30-13, New York 29-16, Milwaukee Bucks 24-17, Pacers 24-19, Hawks 22-20, Pistons 22-21, Orlando Magic 23-22.
Big up to the Pistons.
Not really going into 9-10. I don't really care.
Big ups to the Pistons though.
That was actually going to be my next little thing. I was going to say something. Sure. Oklahoma City at number 1 in the West, 35-7. Houston 28-14 in number 2 spot. Memphis Grizzlies 28-15-3. Denver 27-16. Clippers 24-18. Lakers 23-18. Mavericks 23-20. Sacramento Kings 22-20. Winning records. Love to see it.
No doubt, man.
Surprises. What do you think?
Cavs. Honestly, I didn't think they would still be playing this well. Can it last to the playoffs? We don't know, but to like
their ball
I didn't see it coming.
Movement. They can watching. I'll tell you what. The best basketball I have watched so far, like attentively.
I know what you're gonna say.
Were the Cavs and the Pacers, the Sunday and the Tuesday game on how both of those teams move the ball together.
They can hoop.
Like that is like those are
that was good basketball.
That was good chemistry on those teams. Like everyone knows where everyone's going to be for the most part. Yeah. That was fun to watch.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
OKC, what are they, 35-7?
Something like that.
I mean, that like, come on, man, that's crazy. Like they're flat out balling. Houston is second in the West.
Love that for them.
Wait, OKC or Houston?
No, Houston.
Houston's balling.
Because like to me, Houston's still one of those teams where you're like, who's on it?
No, you like bro, you like clicked on. I literally put their roster on here, and I'm like, they are balling with a bunch of no name niggas.
Jalen Green,
no
Fire,
doubt, no doubt.
They are guys that are just like
kind of like Cleveland. If you take Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland out of it, like the rest of them niggas is just a bunch of niggas that can hoop.
Right.
There's no stars.
Right.
Like for sure. But Houston surprises me, and then positively, I didn't put them in here, but we'll give Detroit some love. You got to.
Culture change, and what I love about the culture change is they're starting to play like Pistons of old with some attitude.
Yeah, man.
They're trying to spark some rivalry again. Watching some of that Pacers Pistons back and forth that we've watched even the last time that they played, like they're getting chippy. They're doing like, I'm like,
to get 35-40 wins for a Pistons team this year, like you did great.
You.
Like
good for you.
You did great.
We've seen you the last 10.
You 10-11 wins. Like to get 35-40 wins for them, like that'll make their fan base who deserves to watch them be good. Oh no.
Oh, it's
Oh, is it Shaka
Khan?
I hate black people. I literally hate black people. I hate black people so much.
No,
that's not going to give you their roster.
Bickerstaff.
JB.
That makes sense.
JB, who was at Cleveland. Wait, so who's in Cleveland?
White dude. That's been everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Chet Atkins, right?
Could be. I don't know. I'm out the loop. And then the 76ers. The 76ers are absolutely horrible.
That's bad.
And I didn't know they were going to be this bad. Joel just doesn't feel the love. PG stays hurt. He's been that way for a long time. He's kind of James Hardenish to me at this point, and I hate to say that, but he's just kind of.
Does he annoy you now?
He does.
Yeah,
he annoys me now,
which is sad. Like I did not want that. For
Paul George annoys me now.
Like even when he got traded to OKC originally, when we got Oladipo,
I was like, OKC, this could be dope.
I was still chewing. I was still what do you call it for? Cheering for Paul
George. Yeah. He was chewing for Paul George, huh?
Definitely was.
WOW.
I was definitely cheering for Paul George because I agreed with him a lot of that with the whole, like, it didn't feel like the front office was trying to make any moves to actually try to be competitive again after we had some down rosters. So I was like,
they are now. Okay, she's balling now.
So I'm like I felt that for him. So it was like wherever he went, I was like, okay, cool, like this. And then now I'm just kind of like, your podcast is annoying. You're annoying.
The Clippers move kind of messed it up for me. The
Clippers annoying. Then you were hurt. You got Kawhi too, and Kawhi's annoying to me.
Yeah,
all of it's just annoying.
He's officially annoying to me.
Because then you decided to play with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. So the three of you, I was like,
you guys are all annoying. Yep, you became one of them. So I'm kind of over you, Paul George, and I hate to say that because you're Paul George, but Nick Nurse probably ain't the one. Bro, click on this link right here and tell me what you think of this.
The roster?
Yep. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this roster. Who in the hell are this squad, bro?
It's a lot of like,
who are these people?
Besides like Maxey, it's a lot of aging guys. Like Eric Gordon, it says he's 36. That dude is 47.
48 years old. In basketball years.
Like Reggie Jackson, he's always been weird to me.
He's at least 93 in basketball years. He said he's so dark. He's super black.
Smiles and scares
he's very blurple. He's very blurple.
Caleb Martin, they've got nobody that I really care about. I'm a low-key Maxey fan. I hope they just blow it up and build around him. So
please go back to my notes.
What?
Go back to my notes. And what does that say?
Give the team to Tyrese and keep it moving. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, same page.
Give the freaking team to Tyrese.
Blow it up and just let him build around him. Do what you did in OKC for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and just build some young talent around.
Go trade everybody away. Yes. Get yourself some pieces. Get yourself some first-round draft picks.
Start
that over because Tyrese is like in his third or fourth year. Yeah. By year 7 or 8, they should be fire.
Yeah. Maxey is only 24 years old.
Thank you. By 27 or 28, they could have this thing completely flipped around, and he could run that squad for the next half a decade if they did it right.
Yeah,
into his early 30s.
Him and just go.
Because he goes.
Yeah,
he is nasty. What's next? All-Star coming. Do we give a fuck?
I'm intrigued to see how bad the All-Star thing will fail this year with the 4 teams,
like the 12-team playoff.
So sadly, they're going to get my TV ratings because I'm so excited to watch it not work out.
It flop.
Yeah.
It's
just I don't even know if I want to play. It's the normal people, because it's fan voting, right? So like the people that don't get voted on are getting voted on. So that was January 9th. So that's so old.
I mean, we're not really old. I mean, it's like a week ago.
Yeah, true. I guess so.
January 9th? That's a week ago.
I mean, Giannis and Nikola Jokic are the two leading, right? I mean, we saw that happening in the East and the West.
Like how? Like,
then you got the normal.
I'm bored by this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The only ones that are kind of like, no, not really.
Nope.
Franz Wagner for Orlando.
He got voted?
He's 7th in the East.
That's what's up.
I'll give that to him.
That's what's up, Franz.
Because Orlando's been
And Franz is nasty. Franz can actually hoop.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I'm happy for him.
That's what's up.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I'm like, oh,
Sabonis,
perfect.
did he get some love this year?
Sabonis, yeah, he's 9 in the West.
Okay, it's about freaking time.
Because Sabonis is actually having probably one of the better
Thank you.
stats wise. Like, he's having actually one of the best of his career.
He's a double machine.
The dude's incredible.
Thank you.
But, like, I think people... Like, I don't know if people... Like, nobody talks about Sabonis anymore.
Thank you.
He went to the Kings, had 2 years... where it was like, oh, cool, I got Sabonis. And like now it's like no one is even mentioning him. And he's really the Kings at all.
He averages 20 and 11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's that. There's All-Stars. But yeah, I'll tune in to just see what'll happen there. Teams that should make a move before the All-Star break.
The Miami Heat and the 76ers.
Yeah.
Move
cool.
everything and everyone.
As many people as
move,
you can.
Move everything.
Yeah. Let
them too.
Let Spoelstra go.
Really?
More so go
that was a ballsy statement right there.
I don't mean because of coaching. I'm saying at that point, if you're going to blow everything up, like go let him go coach
the Bucks,
like somebody that could win him a championship.
Milwaukee?
Oh, they'd be incredible.
Thank you.
Like I don't think that he's
a Spurs coach. Could he go revamp the Spurs?
Sure. I mean, what's his name's had so many health problems.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, like he hadn't even been there. No.
He is literally he is literally popping bitches.
Oh yeah. So like I'm not because I think they should get rid of Miami, but I'm like let him go to a team that he could actually go win something with. Because at this point, if they start to let go of this team, like I don't want him to go through a rebuild. Like that's not cool for Spoelstra. Like
so you want him to go to a winner?
I want him to go to a team that has the possibility. Like they just need a coaching change.
Who is that for real? Who is that?
Like I even think with the Rising Stars, a Houston would be fun for him.
Houston would be nasty,
right? Because right now they're a team that'll be regular season good, but he has the playoff experience to go. This is how we got to change in the playoffs, right? Like a team like that where we go, like OKC was 5 years ago, where it's like, okay, they're still 3rd and 4th, but like we need some playoff experience.
Spoelstra, where could Spoelstra go and flip the script on them fools? I don't know that any East team is going to allow him to go there. So we're talking about a squad out in the West. Who's coaching the... No, he doesn't want to go to the Clippers. Who's coaching the Clippers?
I almost said it.
Right?
I really did almost
go
say
there and mess with Ballmer and them? Like, who's coaching the Clippers right now?
Like a Memphis.
Mike Malone. No, that's not Mike Malone.
Who's in Memphis
They got the old chubby white dude. They got the young chubby white dude. Oh, he's got his sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's probably fine for them.
He's probably fine for them.
Yeah.
The Clippers. The Clippers?
Timberwolves?
No, they like...
Because they just already blew it. They still had Cat, that'd be one thing, but like they blew it up too much.
For sure. I don't know,
Or Sacramento.
Sacramento just fired Mike Brown and hired who they hired.
Who'd they end up hiring?
Yep, that dude. They hired Doug Christie, didn't they?
Oh, he's the interim coach. They haven't hired. He's just the interim.
Eric fucking Spoelstra. To the Sacramento Kings.
Because they have the roster.
They got De'Aaron Fox,
Sabonis.
They got a nice roster.
Malik Beasley.
We co-signed Eric Spoelstra going to the Kings.
Yeah,
that would be.
I think he'd be great.
He'd be great. He'd be great for sure. What else we talking about? What else we got? Sid the fucking
coaches whose time is up,
bro. Coaches whose time, quote unquote, might be up. And I only put a couple in here, so we can go talk about a few more if you would like to. But I personally am sick of the coaching carousels in all sports. But there's a few coaches in the NBA who I just want to talk about personally, if that's okay with you. All right, Doc Rivers. I think your time might be up in the NBA, bro. You are 24-17 with the Bucks currently. And I still think this is the Adrian Griffin effect. They were 30-13 and he got fired. I don't know if you know, but 30-13 would be second place tied with Boston right now in the East.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So they've won 4 in a row. They've won 7 in their last 10. They're currently in 4th place, but I still think the game has low-key surpassed him. There are 30 NBA teams. This nigga's coached 5 of them. That's 17-18% of the NBA teams.
That's not good.
I'm just saying. 1 NBA championship, 2008. 1 coach of the year in 2000. He's considered a top 15 coach in NBA history. He played on 4 teams, and only one of them was a layover. So you've basically been affiliated with 8 NBA basketball teams of the 30. You are 1,118 and 742. So you've won 58% of your games, and they consider you a top 15 coach of all time. Now, I'm also going to just go through this right quick because I think it's very, very important to just do this. And I'm not saying this because I dislike Doc Rivers. I'm just saying this is just the facts. I'm going to talk to you about his playoff mishaps, okay? While he was with Orlando, missed the playoffs, lost in first round, got fired. Went to Boston, lost in first round, missed the playoffs, won the championship, lost in the conference semis, lost in the NBA finals, lost in the conference semis, lost in the conference finals, lost in first round, got fired. Went to the Clippers, lost in semis, lost in first round, missed the playoffs, lost in first round, lost in semis, got fired. Went to the 76ers, lost in semis, lost in first round, got fired.
Yeah, I don't know why.
How are you a top 15 coach? You be losing, bro.
Yeah, I still don't understand the Doc thing. Like, it makes no sense to me.
And I love seeing a brother get his money.
Like, sure.
But nigga.
Like, and to the extent on, like, you're even called in mid-season after a firing of somebody.
To, like, save the day.
Like, it was so dumb. Like, it makes no sense to me.
You've been losing more 3-1 rounds in the history of the NBA. People are calling you in to save the day. I think your time in the NBA as a head coach might be over. Like, pass the mic to a young guy.
Yeah.
Pop. Yo, bro. We love what you have done for the NBA in as many years as you have given to the National Basketball Association. But you are literally breaking down, my dog.
Yeah. Go take care of yourself, bud. Like, yeah, it's time to just be like, hey, I'm going to stay home.
Just drop the mic.
And love your coaching tree. Like,
female, male,
love
like
it.
you are.
Thank you.
You are a legend. Top 100% first round ballot
Fight
Hall of Famer.
Players, coach.
Great dude. Love black people.
Have
like you
fun
put
with
on,
the media,
like smoke a little weed. Like Pop, you're legendary. We love what you have done for the NBA, but we genuinely just want to see you just live your last however many years you got your best way. And coaching young men and being stressed out because the Spurs aren't doing what you want them to do, it just doesn't feel like it to me.
Yep.
Also, I just don't like Nick Nurse.
Nope.
I just don't really understand why he's in the NBA. I don't really understand, like, you know, what he does progressively to make the NBA or his teams better. Like, did he win with the Raptors? I think that he stole one with the Raptors. Is that what it like?
Yes.
I don't know Nick Nurse personally, but like, you know, I'm also mad at him for the assistant head coach that he got, the bald-headed dude who was in Indiana for like 4 games. What's Bjorkins?
Brogdren.
I'm still mad at you for that, dude. Like,
for sending him to the Pacers.
And
where did he go? Right back to the Raptors.
I'm just not really feeling Nick Nurse. What do you think about Nick Nurse?
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a huge fan.
What do you think of Budenholzer? There's just those kind of coaches who I just look at and I just go, there's got to be a young up-and-comer, like, you know, who, or not even an young up-and-comer, even a Sam Cassell could probably head coach a team at this point. Like, there's been coaches who sat on the sidelines for so damn long who probably deserve, you know, Phil Handy.
Phil Handy.
Yeah. Chris Quinn.
It's time for Chris Quinn to get out there.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
interviews every time there's a head coaching thing.
And then they give the job to fucking Nick Nurse.
Right.
Like, what are we, they give the job to Doc fucking Rivers. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Pass the mic to one of these early 40s, young 30-year-old players who knows what these younger players want.
Yep.
Because you don't, Doc. You just don't anymore. So that's where I'm at on that.
What's up, Doc?
Wing shot. Can we rock?
NCAA basketball. Here's my promise to everybody in this room.
That's me and you.
Yeah, everybody in here. I will try to pay more attention to NCAA, men's and women's, equal. So I will be able to give a better update than what I'm about to give right now. Standings, here we go.
This shit is blank. We don't know nothing going on in college basketball.
I wasn't going to dig because it felt
I felt fake. It felt fake. It felt fake.
If I were to say a stat, like, I didn't know that stat until I looked it up.
I will say shouts to DePaul and shouts to Coach Holtman for winning their first Big East basketball game in like 11-8 games. Like, they just beat Georgetown. Big ups to DePaul. I'm proud of you, my dog. Carry on, Keebler.
Top 25. We're going to talk about the top 10.
Okay.
All right, top 10 right now. Surprising.
Auburn. What do you mean surprising, bro? I don't think you understand.
Has Auburn always been good?
Squad it up, bro. The last 2 years, Auburn.
Well,
I mean, it was in Final Four last year in national championships.
That's right. You're right.
Squad it up. Bruce Pearl got them down there doing that thud thizzle for sure.
Duke, no surprise, right?
They're number 2?
Number 2.
Oh, wow. All right, Cooper.
Yeah, right. Cooper Flag is
No
incredible.
doubt. Is that Iowa State?
Iowa State.
All right.
I kind of have to watch some basketball,
Like,
especially leading up to March Madness.
for
Now it's like,
sure.
okay, it's getting into February.
For sure.
Alabama 4, Florida at 5.
What is where is Calipari?
He went
Is
to
he Arkansas or Alabama?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Okay. They're not in the top 25. I don't think.
No.
They are not in the top 25.
Okay.
Tennessee at 6, Houston at 7, Michigan State always top 8.
Fucking Izzo.
Kentucky 9, Marquette. I always love Marquette is number 10.
The SEC's kind of nice.
SEC is real nice right now.
The SEC's kind of nice.
I'll give you one just because for Indiana fans in general, you got Purdue at 11,
minus Zach Edey.
So they're at 11. Ohio State did just upset them.
They sure did for the second.
Last night?
Yes, they did. 73-70.
So that was a huge big win for Ohio State, which we'll always shout out. Other than that, cool. Women's UCLA up there, number 1 right now, 18-0 right now.
Damn.
Right?
UCLA.
South Carolina, of course, number 2. Notre Dame, number 3 right now. USC is 4. LSU is 5.
Yeah, that girl Flau'jae nasty because that girl Flau'jae can do that thing.
Of course, UConn's in that top 10, number 6. Texas 7. Maryland's number 8. Okay. TCU's 9.
Haley Van Lith.
Right.
I know she wasn't getting no ticket at LSU, and they was over there like trying to play her a little bit, trying to play her weak. But like Haley Van Lith transferred to TCU,
Fire.
and is fucking balling.
Correct. Yes. And then Kansas State's rounds out the top 10.
What's TCU's record? They lost 1 game.
19-1.
Yo, Haley Van Lith, Haley can hoot, bro. She may have like revamped her WNBA stock.
Which is interesting to me.
Because Kaylin gave her the business last year.
When they do the records on here, okay, they're 19-1,
but
14-0 at home, 3-0 away.
Then there had to be like a Maui Classic on neutral.
I was going to say they don't count the neutral thing
exactly.
because I'm like that math don't math to me
at all. That's undefeated.
Thank you.
That's undefeated. So they had to do like a Maui class. You know what I'm saying? One of those classic things. At least that's what I would assume.
All right.
But I do drugs, as y'all can see.
Football.
Football.
College
football. Top of the key.
CFP thoughts. 12-game playoff. What do you think?
Most of it was bullshit. I didn't enjoy a lot of the games. I was very happy that the 1 seed and the 2 seed didn't end up in the national championship game.
Do you think
This
because
is really
they
bad
didn't
football the
seed
first
very
few
well?
I don't know. When you say seeding, does that mean that the same teams get in, but they just form them differently?
Yeah, because I would say that's that argument to me on do some of those lower level teams just because they won their should they have gotten a top 4 top, you know what I mean, like this.
It's
like
one of those things for me, bro, that I don't know. Like, is SMU really one of the top 12 football teams in college football?
And that's kind of going with my argument.
Period.
So like, why are they 4 and get a bye? Right? They got a bye.
They probably got to buy.
But Ohio State is 7. Yeah, they had lost 2 games, but you definitely know that they're one of the top teams.
They're way better than you, SMU.
Correct.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
wasn't when I go Arizona State?
They're one of the things. Okay.
Let me look at these teams again so I can just get an understanding, because like when I think about some of these flat out teams, it's not even necessarily like where they were placed to me. Like I don't know that SMU was really even ready to be in here. Like, I just don't know that. Boise State got a bye.
That's who I was thinking of.
Boise State, let me say that again for the people in the back. Boise State.
And we're the third ranked.
Thank you.
So, like, that's when I go, like, and you're putting OSU at 7?
7. You had to play Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, and Notre Dame to win the chip.
Right.
And you did it.
So, to me, like for Oregon, I hate that you're the number 1 and you have to play OSU your first game.
Your first game.
Like, that's not fair.
That's not cool.
Right.
That's not cool. You should have played SMU your first game.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But I also don't know that SMU even belongs in this conversation. Right. So or Boise State, like, I feel you won your conference, but like if we looked at Boise State's schedule versus Alcorn State and whoever the hell else they played, like, there's probably a team in the Big Ten or the SEC or somewhere that probably deserved that shot a little bit more than you did. Yeah. So to me, it's not only the seedings. I look at some of these teams and I literally go, what the fuck are you doing in this damn thing? You're not ready for this.
Like Clemson.
You're not ready for this.
No.
You weren't ready for this year.
No.
Because when Clemson's ready, they're usually a 3 seed or a 4 seed.
Right.
So you're not ready.
Right.
How they fix that, I don't know. But
yeah,
so
that's, to me, like, I'm not mad at the 12 games as long as we look at how we.
You're not mad at the 12 teams?
Or 12 teams.
You're
I don't
really
mind,
not.
I don't
You're not
mind the 12 teams. I thought you would have gone from 4 to 8.
Because 12 is just, you're just reaching for something.
I thought we were going to ease into more. Like, I didn't know we were jumping in the pool. like
the deep end.
I was like, you might as well be like, hey, top 25, there's a tournament.
For sure.
I expected 8 or something like that. But like to go from 4 to 12 was a lot to me. Because at that point, that's the reason you're giving the top 5 conference winners or whatever, like the Power 5 automatic seeding. But like then it's like, okay, then we got to send in the next however many. I just don't know, like you said, how you fix it.
Yeah,
but then they just have to have better, honest conversations of how the seeding happens and go like, yeah, you're in. Good job winning your conference, but sorry, you're a 12 seed.
There's no way that Arizona State and Boise State deserve to bye.
Right. That's exactly what I mean.
Not both of them. Not over Ohio State and Texas.
Right.
Like I
would have given it to Texas more at that point.
Because
then you go
Boise State.
Right. Like then you go head to head. It was like, well, OSU beat Texas, right? Didn't they play in the regular season? They play. No, who'd Texas lose to right before? Was that Georgia? No, who'd they play?
Probably. It wasn't Ohio State. They did not play Ohio State.
Who am I thinking of? Either way, then you kind of go like head to heads, who beat who. You know what I mean? Like you got to like figure out.
Texas A&M did not get in here, and I guarantee they're better than Boise State or Arizona State.
Yes.
I guarantee it.
Correct.
So I just got questions like that. So
that's the step.
I don't know.
I don't mind it, but I'm like, okay, work on it.
You got to
work on it. Yeah, definitely got to work on it. Because I do, like we said, we have questions.
I do like that Ohio State played Oregon. I just, Oregon should not have to come off with the Big Ten championship and then go play literally the best team in the United States of America.
Correct.
Like, who, if they wouldn't have lost to Michigan, would have been a number 1 or number 2 seed. But you fought a 7, and then you just go blast Oregon.
Come on. That's just like
we won the regular season and Big Ten championship, and all we got
OSU.
And all we get is a date with OSU.
And beat them. And it's like I gotta play. Really? They get to have their revenge second game while they're getting momentum, and we got to sit. Nah,
that's not cool. That's not cool.
That's not cool.
That's not cool. Go play SMU. That's what they for sure. Yeah.
Best game you watched?
Again, wasn't really impressed by very many of these football games, so it's strictly by default. I would say that Texas-Arizona State game was low-key fire.
That was great.
That Texas-Arizona, I would have, Arizona State showed that they deserved to be in the tournament.
Yeah, and you saw some, Escadabo, we already knew he was good.
Right.
But
that white boy showed up because Arizona State was about to get blown out.
He's Christian McCaffrey with more attitude
and muscle
for
sure.
Yeah,
he's definitely an Italian.
Christian McCaffrey talent, but with Baker Mayfield's attitude.
My nigga, that's what's up.
Very similar to that.
Say less. And then, secondly, you got to give a shout out to the Notre Dame Penn State game.
That was a good one.
That was a good football game. These first round games, where every game was a 10-point blowout, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and happy.
It was great to see Notre Dame and Indiana play in Indiana. That was cool.
And happy for, as much as I'm not a huge fan of him anyway, but I'm happy Franklin didn't fuck up and lose to SMU.
I didn't know Franklin was black.
Yeah. What did you think he was?
James Franklin. You know what I mean? I don't James Franklin. Yeah, I didn't know he was black. They was talking about two African American coaches playing. I was like, James Franklin's black.
Hold
on. What are we talking about? Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
So I was more so because obviously we've seen how good he is with big games. I was happy. Hey, you made it to the playoffs. Please don't go lose to SMU.
Don't lose to SMU for sure.
And stayed competitive with Notre Dame. That
mattered
right?
big time. Yeah. National championship. Ohio State, number 8 versus number 7. Notre Dame came out right away on a 10-minute drive by Riley, rushing the ball 9 times.
Himself.
He pretty much almost died after that. He gave everything he could that first.
It was 9:50. I think was the
sidelines and just flat out vomited.
He was like, Coach, we got to figure out something.
I knew then that Ohio State was going to win that game.
Yeah, because if he had to do that
to get 7 points,
they're
going to score 30
even
plus.
He was like, we got to figure something out.
For sure.
He looked multiple times getting up like y'all need to give him water or oxygen,
Gatorade,
because he would get up
needs
wobbly,
electrolytes.
He's literally about to pass out because
I wonder if he just gave so much in pregame. You know what I mean? Did he just give so much in warm? Was he so jazzed up? You know what I mean?
We've all been there where you play so hard, run so hard, whatever. You start to black.
You
start to see the
stars,
and all 100%.
That stuff. Your body just shut down.
At that point where it's I can do it, but I'm gonna pass out.
I feel he came out an hour before that game. It was just he was ready to go.
Yeah,
he was ready to go.
Yeah.
Moving on. OSU quickly reminded people how explosive they are and should have been all year. The Michigan game was a complete fluke to me. I'll never understand what the hell we watched for 60 minutes.
OSU all year had moments where you're like, what are they doing? What plays are they calling? They won, right? They won a lot of those games, but you still were like, this is not the $20 million, $22 million roster, because a lot of it, again, was the play calling. Why aren't you throwing it to Smith? And he had a great year, but dude, go fucking air it out.
You know that you have Igbukah. You have Igbukah, right?
Spread offense. Will Howard made some stupid mistakes here and there. So they just shot themselves a foot and made games closer than they should have been. And there were a couple of those where they might only win. They might lose 4 games this year. You know what I mean? They had a few of those.
Silly.
As a Michigan fan, I'll say you're welcome. That loss changed your whole trajectory.
Yo, them niggas had a meeting. I don't know if they really did. I don't know what was said. I don't know who was there. I don't know who got invited and who got reprimanded. I don't know who got the RSVP. But y'all niggas definitely had a meeting after that game.
Yeah.
And y'all had a real sit down. And this is so hard for me to say. But the only way you lose to Michigan and then find the gusto to go beat Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, and Notre Dame is some leader and some coach knows how to flip a switch in you and talk to you. And unfortunately, you got to say Ryan Day did something right. Those boys trusted him because a lot of teams are going to go to lose to Michigan and fucking fold.
Yeah.
And you have to care about your coach to try that hard. You have to really want it. And Ryan Day did something right to flip a switch and get those boys ticking.
Probably pleaded. I'm going to lose my job if y'all don't. Hey, you got to win one for the Gipper.
It may have been a plea. I have a question for you after this, by the way.
Was this felt like the least publicized in like national championship game that you had? Like I wasn't getting the same alerts that I get on my phone. I wasn't getting the commercials coming on that I would say even through you. Like there wasn't as much build up to the national championship.
It's so late in the year. There's so much going on with NFL, NBA, and also a presidential inauguration a week later. There's so much going on. You gotta think, bro. Like you have to was it 2 days ago the national championship?
The inauguration, MLK, and the national, it was all on the same day.
Well, there you have it right there. That's such a tough sell. And also on that day, there's 5 NBA basketball games because it's MLK Day.
Normally that's
you know
the
what I mean.
NBA.
So you have 5 basketball games, an inauguration, MLK Day, and a national championship.
Yeah, that was poor planning.
No doubt about it.
All parties,
no doubt.
That.
The national champion and NFL football on Sunday and Saturday. So there's just
we're in the heart of the playoffs.
There's just so much. There's so much going on. On top of the fact that the national championship game used to be on the 1st of January.
Right.
Then the 8th of January. Now we're on the 20th of January. The season's too long. The season is just too long. And I think Ohio State versus Notre Dame probably doesn't really get the interest from everybody nationwide. People on the West Coast don't really give a fuck about that game. Mm-hmm. People in the South,
because they're kind of two. If you're not those two teams. They're both hated teams, and they're two hours away from each other.
Right.
It was a very Midwest game.
Yeah.
People on the East Coast in Jersey and New York City don't give a fuck about Ohio State and Notre Dame. People in Alabama and Florida and Atlanta and all of them don't give a. It's a very, very much Ohio State and Notre Dame fan base game.
Yeah.
It just was that.
Yeah.
So on top of all the other shit going on.
Right. But again, being locally, I didn't see a lot of publicity for it.
No.
It was very strange. I'm because I had multiple people what time's the game start?
Thank you.
What is it? Is it 8? Is it 7:30?
An inauguration on MLK Day, 5 NBA basketball games, 2 NFL football games on Friday, on Saturday and Sunday, and a national championship.
Yeah.
It's I'm sported out.
Yeah.
By the time the national championship game comes on, I'm sported the fuck out for the weekend.
Yeah.
For sure. Question for you. If you were Ryan Day, right? Mm-hmm. You were Ryan Day, and someone came to you and said, you're going to win a national championship, but you're going to lose to Michigan 4 times. Which would you rather have?
As an Ohio State coach?
As Ryan Day. If you're Ryan Day and they said you can win a national championship in 2024, but to get there, you got to lose to Michigan in 21, 22, 23, and 24. What are you taking? The wins versus Michigan? 4 wins versus Michigan? Or 1 national championship? I thought this question earlier. That's a great question.
It's a hard question.
Because great question.
As a coach, sadly, because he's at Ohio State and it's Ohio State and Michigan, if I'm Ryan Day, I'm probably saying, immediately you're going to say national championship. Sadly, media will go, but he couldn't even beat his rival, and he's always going to be rated less. Now, again, me personally, I'm going I want a fucking national championship. Right? Me personally, I'd go I want a national championship. I don't give a shit about
Is all forgiven? Are his 4 losses forgiven?
Depends on who you talk to. So
I'm talking to you. Are his 4 losses forgiven? He lost 4 in a row to that nigga.
That's not good.
That's not.
I'm sorry. I don't think
this national championship saved your life, bro.
I love. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose to Michigan again, what's so funny is
to me, you're still kind of on some borrowed time.
And we're going to the big house next year. I just want y'all to know. Don't act like it's here. We're going to the big house next year.
Michigan's gonna be good.
Great.
Like Michigan's be very,
Tony
very
the Tiger,
good.
my nigga.
Like it's
Tony
gonna be
the
very
Tiger.
good.
Great. And ready to win a 5th.
Right.
So.
Because right now we have nothing to lose besides we won our national chip last year.
Thank you.
So like,
and then won another one by beating Ohio State this year on a horrible season.
Year.
I'm just saying.
So like, we're like, hey,
house money.
Let's go make them feel bad again. Like,
thank you.
Like so, like to me, yeah, you got a chip. There's an asterisk next to your chip. Still,
there you have it.
Period.
There you have it. You want to take a break before we go to the wing? This is kind of lengthy.
I mean, I guess we've been talking for an hour.
We've been talking for a minute.
Yeah, because we got a long today.
That's what's up. We're going to take a break. We're vibing, y'all. We're vibing. We're going to take a break, come back, finish around the world, and keep it pimping. We'll see you in a minute.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We're back. 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. We're moving on to the NFL, right? Which is the wing shot NFL playoffs. And we had this from last week, so we had wild card and all of that shit, but we're skipping that and moving on to that was actually kind of fire. That was actually kind of fire. And we're moving on to the divisional round. You want to kick it off? You want me to kick it off? What you want to do?
Go ahead.
Texans at Chiefs. First of all, fuck the Chiefs. I'm just tired of the Chiefs. Take the game 23-14. Texans lead in most statistical categories, but when your quarterback gets sacked 8 times and rushed and blocked and tackled and all shackled a whole bunch more, then it's pretty difficult to win a game. They could not find the end zone. They couldn't find the end zone.
Yeah, and
they couldn't.
Mahomes came out and said, "I don't feel like we get preferential." What do you say? How do you say that? Treatment. Thank you. By refs.
You're a fucking liar.
But every big game we talk about, there is a moment where we go, that either should have been called or shouldn't have been called. Either where it would have impeded you or that would have impeded you. Either way, right? So every time. I can't remember a game where there's not a moment where it's why isn't the ref calling this? Holding on or false start on the right tackle every play. Why are they not doing this when they have said they're going to emphasize this call and then they don't call it on the Chiefs?
Why is he flip-flopping? And why are two defensive players tackling each other and you're getting a personal foul called?
Right.
They're going helmet to helmet. You're literally sliding underneath them and closing your eyes like a little bitch, and you're getting a personal foul called.
Correct.
That bothers me.
Right. So I'm sorry, Patrick, but go fuck yourself.
I'm so happy you just said that. I'm so happy you just said that. Literally.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because that's not true.
You
guys do get calls because
so many calls
all the time. You are literally the New England Patriots from 2002 to whatever. That's what you are.
Thank you.
Commanders and Lions.
Jaden Daniels.
Bro.
Clap it up for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Clap it. Maybe the best rookie quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really? Seriously?
He might be.
I was starting to type this in and I was like, he is. And I was like, is he? And I'm like, no, he literally is. And Andrew Luck was close to that. Right? He was one of statistically.
CJ was close.
And CJ, right.
CJ was close.
Yeah, and CJ was Jaden Daniels
might be the best rookie quarterback I have ever seen in my life.
And I worried about his size a little bit, but that dude is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. He can literally
already knows when to use his legs, not when to use his legs. Accuracy is there. Game time, decision making in the pocket is there. When to scramble, when not to scramble. Like all of those things, like he makes really great decisions as a rookie.
Dan Orlovsky said it so great. He said there's a difference between accuracy and ball placement. He said in the NFL, so many wide receivers are covered because DBs are nasty out here. You have to be able to throw a receiver open. I don't know that I've ever seen a rookie throw a receiver open better than Jaden Daniels and maybe Dan Marino back in like the 80s. This dude is dropping. Did you see this dime this dude threw across the field that landed? I mean, bro, like Jaden, you're nasty, bro.
Phenomenal.
You are nasty.
So the
and
notes
putting on for Doug Williams' black ass, like you get it.
Like I want you to know the notes that I had in this sheet prior to our 4 weeks of hiatus that we had was to talk about this game before it happened.
Thank you.
And I had a lot of stats and talking about this is going to be a great game just for because, Commanders were one of the top 5 in defense when it came to not allowing yards after the catch. Lions were actually one of the top teams that were yards after the catch for the receiver. So it's like, what's going to come to a head? I had a lot of those stats break down and how that would work between those two teams. And I did not think the Commanders were going to be this good that fast, but I knew something was coming. Culture, all of the stuff that they'd gone through in the last 5 years, name change, all of that stuff, right?
I'm so happy their former owner's gone, by the way.
Yeah, like all of that stuff where it's like they deserved kind of the time to be good again.
They sure do.
Like I put in here that the Lions should be nervous about this game. Because again, you have a team that should not be this good already. So they have nothing to lose.
They won 12 football games.
They won by winning 12 football games, but also just hey, we made the playoffs for the first time.
What the fuck are we talking about? House money, cuz. House money.
So they get to go and it's hey, we get to play loose football. Hey, we made it here. That's a win for us already.
Detroit is not going to be awake. They don't even take us seriously. Correct. Let's just go in here and just steal this first half and then just play from there. Yeah. That's exactly what they did. 100%. Yeah. They just shell-shocked the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Good for you, Washington. I'm not even going to talk about Detroit because quite truthfully, unfortunately, they don't deserve it to me. Number one seed.
Commanders forced Goff to throw 3 interceptions in that game.
Just not even like him.
Just fast. Fast with the ball.
They played scared. It's like once they got down, they started trying to do trick plays. Yes. It's like they just started trying to do too much. That's what happens. Playoff football.
Rams and Eagles?
Saquon Barkley.
Done.
I don't really know what else you need to talk about. I don't. You know what? That's not true. The Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. I don't think they get enough props after Jason Kelce left, and I'm an Eagles fan. After Jason Kelce left, so many people, including myself, assumed they would have such a tremendous drop-off because that dude has been their quarterback on that offensive line for a decade plus. The freaking holes this nigga is running through.
Incredible.
I mean, bro. I'm 45 years old, and I swear to God, I could average 4 yards a carry playing for these dudes, bro.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed to at least give him 3.5.
The holes he is running through. He's not getting touched until some safety. He's 8 yards deep through the secondary, and some safety is just I don't know what to do with this dude. The offensive line balled out this year for him, and kudos to them. Yeah, 205 yards on the ground, 2 long rushing touchdowns, longest being 78 yards. Incredible. It's the one thing that you do is not let Saquon Barkley run the ball like that. You have one job, defense. You have one job, coordinator. And that is across the NFL to the other 31 teams who have not been able to stop this. I mean, you knew what's going on with Philadelphia's offense.
With the Eagles, you have to force Jalen Hurts to stay in the pocket and try to make decisions with his arm because that's honestly the worst part of his game. He can do
he can.
But the long ball's not accurate all the time for him. You have to force him to do that more so. I'd rather him do that than Saquon running for 205 yards.
And the congregation said amen. I would rather Jalen. If I was I'm an Eagles fan, so I wouldn't rather. But as a defender, I would rather Jalen Hurts throw for 205 yards and Saquon run for 67 than letting Saquon run for 205 yards and Jalen throw for 150.
Yes. Because a passing play unravels in real time.
For sure.
The running back getting the ball, you see it.
You see it.
You react to it.
Sure.
You still couldn't stop it.
You can't. But when the dude is throwing spin moves on people and jumping over people backwards, I understand that you're fucking with Neo from the Matrix. I mean, he just sees things in slow motion compared to some of y'all dudes out there.
I will shout out. I was happy the Rams kind of turned around the end of the season. I'm a huge Stafford fan. I actually I love Stafford.
No doubt.
Really great wild card game. Still came out in this game, had 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. They just had no running game.
No.
And obviously on the defense, they just couldn't slow down.
Matt Stafford, if he's in Detroit, is not losing to the Commanders the other day.
Correct. That is the difference.
Just say it.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Just say it. Ravens at Bills. Go ahead, bro.
Ravens can hold on to the ball.
They definitely had with the flip-flopsies.
It was weird. Like, it was a very...
Who's to blame more, Lamar or Mark? Or is it Lamarck?
On that play?
Just over in the game overall. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews.
Mark also fumbled right before that.
He had 2 drops and a fumble.
Henry dropped the ball. They had drops in general.
I'm just asking who's more to blame. I've seen a lot of Lamar blame over the course of the game for dropping the fumble and Von Miller picking it up. I've seen a lot of Mark Andrews
is
blame.
What we see when Lamar doesn't... Like, Lamar is one of the better guys to make adjustments and lock it in and go, I'm going to lead you guys back and try to win this.
He did that. He did that.
He needs to have the staff also jump on board.
I'm just saying.
And go, hey, we're going to help you out.
That fool Mark Andrews dropped a 2-point conversion that was in his lap to tie that game.
Open.
In his lap.
Yeah.
I'm like, again, I don't play NFL football. I'm probably catching that.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
With gloves on.
I'm just saying that's sticky hand-eye coordination. I'm probably catching that. So, damn, man. What will Lamar...
Will he win one? Is that what you're going to ask?
I don't know if it's will he win one? Is his window closed? I don't know what it is. I mean, he's turned the ball over twice, or at least twice in half of the playoff games he's played in. You've got to just say that because it's true.
It's true.
That's not going to beat Josh Allen. That's not going to beat a Joe Burrow with the defense.
Not in the playoffs.
No, man.
Yeah, not in the playoffs. I don't know.
And if Cleveland gets a quarterback, if Cleveland had a quarterback, they would be a problem.
Yeah.
If Cincinnati had a defense, they would win 13. I'm just saying, that conference is not going to get any worse. You keep winning 11, 12, 13 games, and you end up going on the road because you lose games you shouldn't lose.
Correct.
You shouldn't have lost to Cleveland this year. You know what I mean? If you're a number 1 seed, now Kansas City and Buffalo are coming to you, but you're going on the road and playing Josh Allen, bro. In the weather, you're playing in that New York Buffalo, New York weather, where it's that's right up their alley. Thank you. That fan base is psycho. So you've got to be a number 1 seed, and you just lose games you shouldn't be losing. And I don't know, man. I love Baltimore, but I don't know if they're ever going to get one. Yeah, I don't know. Head coaches. Let's talk about it. Talk about some new hires. These dudes, man. We got some new people on here. I'm so happy Mike McCarthy got fired. Can we keep it moving after that? Yeah. Mike McCarthy got fired. I'm not even looking at the thingy, by the way. Mike McCarthy got fired. Give the job to Deion Sanders or somebody like that. Keep it moving. Antonio Pierce. I'm just literally going to go off this my bad. Do you, bro? Yeah, do you. My bad. Head coaches changes. Chicago Bears hired Ben Johnson. They fired Matt Eberflus, which was time for him to go. That's fine. Yesterday. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Lions. His first head coaching gig. That's a brother, right? Oh, that's white dude, Ben Johnson. White dude. Hey, I'm happy he's getting a chance. That's fine. I just want new people. They interviewed a lot of guys. There's literally a list of
so many people.
They
Patriots.
Eddie George.
Right. Patriots got Mike Vrabel. I hate this because I'm actually a Mike Vrabel fan.
Yeah, but I hate the Patriots.
And I hate the Patriots. Yep. And I get why you did it because that's where you played, so it really makes sense.
For sure. And they're going to get Josh McDaniels back, too.
They announced it today.
Did they really? I was totally freestyling that. They did it, huh? Yeah. I knew that was coming. Oh, God. They're trying to go back to 2002.
Yeah. So, I hate it. Yeah. I do hate it.
It's a great hire.
I do love this. New York Jets hire Aaron Glenn.
That's a brother.
He does go over there. He was Lions defensive coordinator. So the Lions will be interesting next year because they lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator.
That was it. That was it for them. That was it. It's hard to go back to the playoffs and be just as dope as you are when you lose both coordinators. Yeah. You got to keep one of the two. Also, so the Jets hired a brother. Is it cool that I hope that he goes in there and sits Aaron Rodgers down and flat out says, "Nigga, we don't want you"?
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
That'd be fire.
Yeah.
Because I think only a black dude would say that to his face. I don't think there's a white coach in the NFL that would say that to him, but I think a brother. Yeah. Antonio Pierce would too.
And honestly, he'd go up to him with a plate of food in aluminum foil and be like, "Hey, thanks for stopping by, but you got to go.
You are no longer invited to the barbecue. Here's your to-go plate.
I got some chicken, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes,
collard greens. You are,
head on out.
Thank you for what you've done.
As we said, Dallas Cowboys still in search of theirs. They have interviewed Kellen Moore, the Philadelphia Eagles offense coordinator.
Do that.
Robert Saleh.
Don't do that.
I don't want you to do that because I actually like Robert.
Exactly.
I don't want him to go there.
Nope. Don't
Leslie
give it to a black man.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier, Seattle.
Don't go hire some black coach and have him be fucking 5-12 for the next 2 years and then be like, "Oh, let's get him out of here and get who we really want." Yeah. Don't you fucking dare.
And then Brian Schottenheimer.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I bet you it'll be Brian.
It'll be Brian. Yeah. It'll definitely be Brian. Does a top coach want to go be the head coach of the Cowboys?
Jerry Jones is there? Probably not.
There you have it.
Yeah. Obviously, there's been that talk of Deion Sanders. No official interview has been scheduled. They have had phone conversations. I think both of them realize like Deion would be the one to be able to handle that because he would still do his own thing. Like
he ain't listening to Jerry fucking Jones.
No. Jags. Obviously, Doug Peterson is out. The normal people.
Oh, I love that.
Steve Spagnuolo has been interviewed. Wow. Aaron Glenn was interviewed. They wanted him there if he wouldn't have gone to the Jets. Patrick Graham, the Raiders defensive coordinator. This is the Jags. Robert Saleh's also done the Jags there. I wouldn't mind Robert.
That's why I said, who's this for? That's exactly why I asked.
I actually would hate that he's in the division.
Yep, that's exactly why I asked. Who's that for? Okay.
Joe Brady, normal Bills offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore also there. Brian Flores.
I like B-Flow.
He was one of the top candidates, the last that I heard. And then Todd Monken, who I don't know.
I like B-Flow a lot.
Yeah. Raiders still don't have theirs.
Tom Brady's working on that.
Yep.
It's just all the same names.
Yeah, same names.
So I guess Pete Carroll's out.
Robert Saleh.
Pete Carroll's on that list. Look at that.
Ron Rivera, you're good.
You're just like, stop
we don't
it.
Need you.
Stop it, Doc Rivers.
Pete Carroll was this is the only place that he wants to come back. That's the only interview he's done. New Orleans. The other person I will say, Las Vegas. Obviously, we know Tom Brady's there. The last thing that I heard is Bill Belichick's contract with North Carolina has still not been signed. He actually has not signed it in case somebody from the NFL does call him and wants to have an interview. So,
send a fucking Rella.
If that, I would see the Raiders because he would just go work with Tom Brady.
Wow.
Saints, same people. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, general manager. They did hire. That's why Raiders haven't gotten their coach yet, but they hired their general manager, which is John Spayek.
That's definitely
Spayek. Which was Buccaneers' assistant general manager.
Ah, okay. He got that upgrade.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There we go.
That's what's up.
Cool.
Corner shot, Australian Open. I don't know nothing about this shit. Go.
I think I have a bracket up here.
Okay.
We're in the semifinals already. This shit sucks. I'm a huge tennis fan. Love tennis. Having it. How many hours are they ahead?
Like 14, bro.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
When I see the big matches don't come on until 3 a.m., it's a work week. I can't do that.
He don't even like his job right now.
No, I still
gotta go.
I still gotta go. I can't do that. So right now, men's side, we've got Yannick Sinner and Ben Shelton, American. They will play semifinals.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. tomorrow in Australia right now.
Yeah,
so
12 a.m. Eastern on the 24th is when that first semifinal game is. Okay. And then Djokovic and Zverev, they will be in the other semifinal game same time. Actually.
What did Djokovic just not do? Didn't he just like rebel or something? What was
they
that going
had
on?
basically he walked off the court. He had won his match against I can't even remember who it was. He won his match not against Alcaraz, who he just beat. It was the match before that. He walked off and didn't do his on the court interview, which is normal. The winner always gets interviewed because there was one of this with the same media outlet had gone online and made fun of Serbia, where he's from, also Djokovic, and basically did not want to give them any kind of story because of how his nation and himself were treated.
Good for you.
So he said, "Fuck them."
Co-sign that
and
every
then
time.
came out and did a video to explain the why and give everyone the background, just so it didn't look like, no, fuck this. Like, no, here's the why. Until I get an apology from this person and the whys behind, I'm not coming out there to do any on the court interviews.
Say less.
Women. Coco Gauff did get eliminated.
She so did. She played like
bad.
shit. She played like
big games for her. Big matches for her. She gets
young.
nervous. She gets behind, gets very frustrated.
and then starts having a bunch of unforced errors.
Yes,
Yep.
she had like
Yep.
in the first set, I think she was like had 20 some unforced errors to the other girls 3, something
Mind
like
you,
that.
playing on clay is way different than playing on grass.
They're not playing on clay.
Oh, they're not?
No, that's the French Open.
Oh, I do drugs.
So.
Never mind.
This is a hard court.
Yep.
We've got Sabalenka and Barbosa semifinals. That'll be 3:30 a.m.
See what I'm saying? Like
tomorrow morning. And then we got Keys, American, really good, versus Swiatek, I'm sorry, former number 1.
She's nasty.
5 a.m. on the 23rd. Now, I could
might
be
catch
getting
that tail
up
end,
for
but they
work,
might be catching that tail end.
to see what's going on there. So that's what's up. We'll obviously talk about what happened there at the end, see if Djokovic got his 25th major tournament after that.
Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project, presented by Clean Kicks, Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. We clean kicks, we paint kicks, ISO restoration, a bunch of other services. The shoebox, which is Clean Kicks on Wheels, will be back on the road this spring, meaning we'll be picking up and dropping off, along with the ability to pull up to an event and be the life of your party. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneakerheads. Do yourselves a favor and give us a follow on the gram, cleankicks.614. Right?
Yep.
Naptown News, bro. Let's just kick right into it.
Indianapolis Colts.
Fuck them.
It's finally over.
Fuck them. No more season tickets. Gus Bradley. Let's just kick it off. Go bye. Gus goes bye-bye. Bye, Bradley. Surprised or not so much?
No, I'm not surprised.
Not so much at all.
They needed a scapegoat.
Ooh.
So
You think this Anarumo dude is the dude?
My pen.
Oh, he's going back to the stylist. Look at you,
broke it.
stylish. That makes sense. Lou Anarumo, Colts hired their new defensive coordinator, former Bengals coordinator, which, I just have to say, he was there he just got fired, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe Burrow would be the literal MVP of the NFL if the Bengals defense was half as better than they are right now.
Yeah.
And then we hire him.
They did play better the last 6 games of the season. That's how they got into the playoff contention.
Yep.
They have nobody on their squad.
Okay.
On the defense side of the ball.
Okay, that's a fair statement.
They have no roster. Even Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce talked about on their podcast on how they were disappointed in the fire for the Bengals, because he has proven when he has the horses, they actually play very, very well.
Okay.
He has a little bit more of a roster. Now, what's funny about this is that let's give an idea of going, they were as bad and notoriety, like were talked about bad, right? Like how bad the Bengals defense was. They were actually better than the Colts in every statistical category besides one this year. And we've actually talked about some decent defensive games for the Colts. Bengals were better, and that was actually just publicized a lot more.
Wow. Wow.
So now, when I say better,
I don't even know how to.
We're talking like
28th to 24th,
something like that.
I'm just being. Is that really it?
Yeah.
Did you put that in here? No, that's not even in here.
No, but that's I used
Is
to
that-
have. I had that written at one point.
Okay.
28 to 24. So like, it's not huge. It's moving in the right direction, but he does have more people that he can actually utilize more. Now that changes a little bit with what I think that we need to go get with what his schemes normally are. We need some difference.
fair.
Safety is probably one of the biggest things that you have to have. You have to have a really good veteran safety in his defensive schemes. Right now, I don't really buy into all of our safety side.
You're not trusting Nick crossing them?
Nope. You can stay and be in rotation.
You can be in puff pass and then cross. You can
like
be
cool.
in puff
Like you
pass.
can come out and like nickel once in a while.
For sure.
Dime.
Nickel
like,
Nick, call that nigga nickel Nick.
Yeah, like you can come out and dime or quarter and you'll be okay when I need more defensive backs.
This nigga said we want to prevent. Come on in, nickel Nick. That's hilarious.
But like now,
That's
like,
hilarious.
there's some changes that'll probably happen.
What's been going on with our safety places? Mike Doss. I mean, after Bob Sanders, bro, it just has got like.
Sadly, we've had just guys, OSU guys that got hurt, right? So like we then got Malik Hooker, right? We thought that was going to be our next safety guy.
Could've
that was
been
going to be this.
nasty.
It was going to be nice. Now, of course,
Nasty.
now in the
That's what I'm
Cowboys
talking about.
plays pretty
Nasty,
decent, right?
yeah.
So it's like, but he had 3-4 years of injuries when they get here. Mike Doss injured twice while he was here. Like we get talent and just they get hurt, and I don't know if that's our training staff. I don't know.
I was about to go with that. You know, I was about to go.
So yeah, we have Lou. And this honestly can be George actually said it on Twitter or X, whatever you fucking call it, and it was like, is this just, or maybe it was on our group text. It's like, is it a bridge higher? Because the change of the guard might be changing anyway after the end of this year. You go, let's just get a bigger name anyway, just to kind of go, hey, we did something. If that doesn't work, everyone's going to lose their job anyway, so you just keep it moving.
Fair.
Right?
Steichen stays, Ballard stays. You said you're not surprised by it.
No.
I think I might be a little bit surprised by both, but I wasn't hoping for Cass to get fired. In all fairness, Chris Ballard has made some good decisions. Latu balled. Downs bald. I mean, like he's
not bad at drafting. What he is not great at is luring veteran free agents.
I mean, but you got Defoe.
That was a trade.
That was a trade, huh?
Yeah, you went and gave 2 first-round picks to get DeForest Buckner.
That was a great trade.
Right, great trade. Again, you don't have.
What's Grove? Was he drafted by us?
No, he was a free agent acquisition.
Okay.
But
that one of one. Like, okay.
Yeah.
One of one.
Nor keeping
wide
guys.
receivers.
The other thing is not keeping the guys that you should keep. Like the big, all of a sudden they play well, then they go get their big contract. You're not spending, especially in the linebacker section.
I feel like we had Yannick Ngakoue for 4 seconds.
Right. Balled out for us. That's the one you keep. We keep saying why I have defensive ends
every year
where it's like, yeah, we got Latu, but we still need to get better pressure.
Fair.
It's just something that it's keeping the veteran talent or signing veteran talent in the places that you actually need it. Cornerback, linebacker, to me, are the biggest holes in his thing. He gets young guys that end up playing well. But why are we not just re-signing our guys that did play well instead of letting them to go get a bigger contract somewhere else?
Perfect segue.
Right?
Draft needs.
Tight end. I don't know.
Hello, is this thing on?
I don't know how many times.
Hello, do we have a tight end? Hello, is this on?
How many times that I have to say what you give a young quarterback is a good tight end. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Someone consistent, someone that knows where to stand in, stand where the holes are and the gaps are in his zone defense, and that check down throw. Someone that can block a little bit,
for sure.
But a safety net that'll give you
7 yards on a reception. Sorry, we'll flip that this time.
Right?
We're a little off practice. Sorry.
You do that where you go I don't need to throw it down the field, but what I need is a first down. I have somebody that'll give me. Hey, on first down, they're giving me 5-6 yards, so we are at 3rd and 3.
It's 2nd and 8, and I want to pick up 6, so it's 3rd and 2, so I can run or pass.
Correct.
Tight end.
It's not rocket science.
It's really not.
This was
just on a curl, just on a 6 yard.
Yep.
Go there and turn the fuck around. It's really it.
Not that hard.
First read.
Like I have not seen. The one thing the Colts have had pretty regularly in the history that I've been watching them is a tight end.
Dallas Clark.
Then we had, what's the other white dude with the beard that was good with Andrew Luck for the longest time? Then he retired.
We did this before. We did this before.
Yeah, whatever his name. Like you always had Marcus Pollard. You always had a tight end because that's what you need on a team. Period. Yep. Especially with a young quarterback. I do not understand how you this is probably the worst tight end play this season that I've seen.
There was no tight end play. Name one time you saw a tight end make a play and you were like,
I probably remember 3 Mo Alley Cox receptions.
That ain't enough.
Correct.
We need Mo Alley Cox receptions.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. There's the next t-shirt for y'all. And honestly, I don't even want him on the team no more.
But for real.
Yeah, it's... Like, even with the drop passes, you had Eric Ebron at some point.
Jesus, Lord have Jesus. I remember them.
But hey, with luck, you actually had some decent catches there.
For sure.
So tight end is still number 1 on my list. You have 2 tight ends, and we'll talk about draft stuff. I actually posted on Twitter the one that I want if we don't go get dude from Penn State in the first round, because he's right around that 14th pick. Yeah. There's actually a dude. What the fuck is his name? I'm not going to remember because I don't. I recently put it on Twitter with the YouTube video of who I actually think would fit with Anthony Richardson more is the other dude that I said, and I'll bring that up later. Cornerback. I don't think that's a surprise.
We none of this is a surprise.
Let me just say, like, Womack, you had a great end of the season. Like our young guys,
Juju,
he stayed hurt, man, and because he came back one of the last games of the season, then went right back out because he tight hamstring. He pulled hamstring or something like that.
Juju Brent, you too young to be having tight hamstrings.
Jalen Jones, like the young guys played decent, especially I was very impressed with Womack. I was actually very, very impressed with him. Sure. He's 3 years in, I think is what he is. Third year player. There's some young talent. What you lack is the veteran leadership, right? Like you have Kenny Moore, which is great, but he's a slot. He's slot. I need somebody on the outside on the veteran side that's going to cover the number 1 receiver.
I mean, all of this is fire, and I'm so happy that we're doing this. But I still have no idea who the hell the voice in our locker room is, and it just makes me mad.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I'm just saying. Like as we're sitting here talking about this, I'm just still like, you say Kenny Moore. We talked about Defoe. Like I'm still like, who's the guy's gonna come in here and cuss these niggas out? Yeah. Carry on, though. My bad. I'm sorry. I just got a little emotional right there. Just thinking.
Center, offensive line. I'm fine with Ryan Kelly leaving now. Right?
You don't want to be there.
He's 9 seasons in. Something like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there. You preached about how important it is to battle through injuries and play when you're not hurt. And
play when you're not hurt.
Play when you're hurt. I'm sorry. You are probably the most injured center in the last 5 years that I've seen in a while.
He said half a decade, bro. He's not wrong.
You're out for...
You miss a lot of football.
You're out minimum of 4 to 5 games every season.
Facts.
Period.
No, the best ability is availability.
It'll be like neck strain. Boo-boo.
Calf muscle.
Yeah, play.
I mean,
if you gonna come out and say it, and then literally the next game you're injured, that shit pisses me off.
No lies detected on the barometer over here.
And then I said safety, as I mentioned earlier. We need that. We need some veteran leadership, just in our backfield in general, right? Like CB, safeties, just get somebody out there that has a bigger voice, tells people where they need to be sitting. I'm going to put low-key, which nobody's talking about. We need that also in the line. There's a lot of, I don't know. I like, what's our main linebacker's name again?
Zaire.
I don't dislike Zaire, but there's something about him that keeps rubbing me the wrong way.
Of course there is.
How he handles certain situations. I think it's that whole Anthony Richardson isn't the only one that had needed help with how to handle media in public eye. There are some things at the end of the season where he's when Colts fans are booing and stuff like that, you're like kissing at the audience and like oh man, like you're doing shit that I just do not like. So I'm okay with you go too, whenever that is.
Ryan Clark's son, Jordan Clark, 5th year senior, played at Arizona State, and then just went to Notre Dame and played in Notre Dame, played in the national championship, played very well. I don't know where he is on the draft board. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he would make a very good up-and-coming safety in the NFL. And I just want to just give him a shout-out just in case the coach are looking at a 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round dude. Give that homie Jordan Clark a shot. Indiana Pacers. Uh-oh, East. Uh-oh. I just want to say, you guys have probably saved me when it comes to sports this year. Especially, I'm talking about 2025. Because I was, after the Olympics, which was fire as fuck, I was pretty over sports, guys. I was pretty over sports coming in. After the WNBA, I was pretty over it. But these Indiana Pacers, bro, streaking towards the top. Nice little streak. Before losing the top-seeded Cleveland, whatever the other day, started off this year with 6 straight wins, 15-5 the last 20 games, 8-2 in their last 10, currently in 5th place at 24-19. How do we feel about their season so far?
There was a shock in the beginning of the season, right? You had literally your 2 backup seasons within 5 games tear their Achilles.
Both of your bigs. So you then were like, we have Miles Turner, and then who's our enforcer? James Johnson, who does not play, and you literally have them just to scare people. So he can't be in the rotation. You had no size whatsoever. We were getting destroyed on the rebounds. We picked up James Wiseman because he's a little bit stockier, a little bit bigger. And I'll tell you what, in the 5 minutes that he played in that first game, I was like, this is going to be fire. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds in the first 5 minutes he played. And then he stepped backwards and you saw it ripple in his calf muscle. And you're like, shit, sugar.
Yeah. And you're like, fuck.
Been there.
We're like, all right, hey,
okay.
Our old Jackson's going to be like more rotation. He's a little bit better up and down the court, blah, blah, blah. Great game. Boom. Started limping.
Sugar.
What that does to the chemistry and even the emotional output of your team at that point where you're like, oh, there's that. Neesmith then goes down. Nembhard has knee soreness. I'm going to pause.
That is 4 of 8 of your top rotation. I just want y'all to understand what he just said there. That's 4 of your top 8 rotation. Tyrese is playing like shit.
Right.
Like shit. Like Tyrese.
Because he's tired.
He's playing like
Olympics,
shit, dog. Mentally, emotionally, just
gangbanging females.
I was going to say, niggas running a lot of choo-choos. A lot of late night choo-choos for sure.
All of a sudden, you got a Puma deal, like all of this stuff. Like you're mentally exhausted at the same time too. And I'm going to say this again, and I don't take back necessarily what I said when I go, our one person that will give us more draft capital because he's going to be this good is Nembhard. If we want to make a change, he's our one that we got to trade. I'll tell you what, he is our defensive anchor, and you can't let him go.
That dude can flat out hoop. I actually put a tweet up, one of our 7 tweets in the last 3 weeks. I put one up that was like, Nembhard is a perfect example of a motherfucker who stayed in college for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like he is a perfect example of a dude who learned how to play basketball.
So like it's not untrue that he probably gives some of our best draft capital for who you would think when you don't go stars or young up and coming, but like you can't because what has happened in the last, and what did I tweet it?
He played at Gonzaga for 4 years. I think he played there for all 4 years. But
I don't think he transferred.
I don't know how many years he was there for, but I know he played 4 years of college basketball and he played for Gonzaga. And that's a hell of a program. Like, their head coach is a real coach. He knows what he's talking about. So you go and you learn how to play basketball for 4 years. You learn how to become a man. So when you're 2nd or 3rd year in the NBA, you're hooping. Yeah, it's we basically defensive, offensive rating in that last 20 games. We are in the top 5, 6 in all categories since Nembhard has come back. And again, so like our winning streak happened when Nembhard came back from injury. Fair.
Right? So that him, like to see what he does to the star on the other side of the ball. Cade Cunningham, right, had been on a stretch of, I think 5-6 games where he was 26 points, 27 points. He had 20, but he was one for 7 from 3, and I think 9 for 20 overall shooting that game. Lockdown. Nembhard only had 5. But his job was to stop Cade Cunningham.
No doubt.
Like, it was that kind of amazing. What is? I don't
know what you doing. Trying to side over. Trying to side in.
I'll tell you what.
You're trying to side in over here.
Man, for pops.
That's a lot.
I forgot on all this my new technology. I haven't even downloaded some of this stuff yet. I ain't got nothing on here. Luckily, I can just put in my password. Thank God for saving passwords and stuff.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I tweeted this, and actually what we have been. Oh, Bengals got going back defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. They did that right before I came over. If it's not here in just a couple seconds, I'm not going to worry about it because I tweeted a lot to try to remind myself to pull it up later.
You tweeted a lot.
I tweeted a lot. Okay, it's not there. I think it's on my phone. But either way, we are in the top of the East when it comes to all offensive and defensive categories over the last 20 games. East should be nervous. Chemistry's back. Naismith came back, and what Naismith did in his first game, he had 9 points in 8 minutes.
Big shouts to Thomas Bryant.
That also saved our season.
Just saying. Big shouts to Thomas Bryant, man. Big shouts to professionals coming in and doing their fucking job. Straight up.
And sadly had fallen out of rotation in Miami because they don't know what they're doing in Miami right now.
They do not know what they're doing in Miami, bro.
Thomas Bryant, we are not that many years removed from him having bubble season where he had for I think Washington or whatever where he was. Averaging 25, 20 points.
Thank you.
Obviously, he can rebound.
Thank you.
This dude can shoot the
run
three
the floor
consistently.
He can play
and
D.
He's the size that you need for having Miles Turner, who is a little smaller when it's he's a little stronger, Thomas Bryant, but can still step out and shoot a consistent three.
So it's not changing rotation much. It's not changing ball flow much. It's not he comes in and Tyrese can still do exactly what Ty's doing and trust that he can.
He's an IU guy.
This is not a lie. So big ups to the general management and the assistant general management for finding Thomas Bryant. That was a very, very, very good pull. Yeah, got to be proud of them for that, for sure. So way to go, Pacers. We love the turnaround. We'll see what happens the last 40 of the season. So
they played. We have the Paris game starting tomorrow. They play at 2 p.m. tomorrow, our time, and then they play at noon on Saturday, which I kind of love because I don't have to worry about watching it all late. I'm getting old, man.
Old, bro. I don't even like 7:30 tip-offs. I don't even make it. I'll be like,
You know what's so funny is I was like, hey, when we finally moved to Denver, I was like, the game will start at 4 or 5.
Fair.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's a true story.
That's great.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. The fine print.
What you got?
First and foremost, happy birthday to Kaylin Clark. Yeah. Our first day back on the show, which is January 22nd. Got to give a shout out to her. She turned 23 years old today. That's what's up. Big ups to you. And secondly, since we're just going full girl power right here in this segment, I want to give a shout out to the Unrivaled Basketball League, the 3-on-3 full court league started by Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier of the WNBA. They founded it this year, and their purpose was to assist WNBA players from having to go overseas and deal with the logistics and hardships of playing in other countries, missing family, getting Brittany grindered, et cetera, et cetera. So they were like, we need to figure out how to pay these ladies so they're not having to go overseas and all of that stuff and still be able to pay them after the WNBA season, give them something to do. Big ups to them. There's 6 teams. It runs January 17th was the tip-off. The finals is March 17th, so it's a quick little 90-day, 3-month little gig. Team names, Laces, Lunar Owls, Vinyl, Mist, Phantom, and Rose. Weird names, but whatever. And some big names in the league, just so y'all know who's playing in this league, so you don't think that it's just some garbage, babbage young ladies out here hooping. These squads are stacked. You got Jackie Young, you got Skylar Diggins, you got Cameron Brink, you got Nafisa Collier, Jewel Lloyd, Courtney Vandersloot's hooping, obviously Aaliyah Edwards, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Brittany Griner, Chelsea Gray, Lexi Hall, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston. Like, yo, man, there are some young ladies that are absolutely hooping. They're playing on TNT, they're playing on Max, they're playing on True TV. So I just want to make sure that we give them a little bit of love and let people know that these young ladies are still balling on TV, and it's something to do with 3-on-3 full court. And give on rivals some love, man.
Love it.
Right?
It'll just grow.
That's really it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really it. They offered Caitlin like $2 million to play, and she was like, "Nah, I'm cool." But like that shit will keep growing once
she got a big Nike deal.
She's fine. She's absolutely fine. Long ass show.
Hour and 40 minutes.
But we done. We done. We made it.
Now I can't say that we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see how that unfolds.
Why? What's that?
I'm just saying. We do an hour and 45-minute episode. We'll see what there is to catch up on.
The homie has a point. We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. Holla back.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in that town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen pimping all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a bright pen. That little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit, truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was all a dream. 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 And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true.